bumper ball.
Hi everybody, it's Mr. Barton from Victory Physical Education Online, and we're here today to talk about a game called bumper ball. Now I play bumper ball with my 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and this game is really good for throwing, catching, offense, defense. We also talk about creating space, denying space in this activity. You could play it inside, you could play it outside. What do you need to play? Well, there are two different versions, so I'm going to show you a couple of different pieces of equipment. In version number 1, you could play with just a regular gator skin ball, all right? You're also going to need some floor tape, and the setup in the gym is I have 2 games going on at once. I have a pretty small gym, so 1 game on one side, 1 on the other, and I use the floor tape to tape about a 5x6 box close to the wall, and you're also going to need 4 cones, because in each box, goal box, you put a cone and you turn it upside down and you balance it on the end. All right? You're also going to need, for the second version, some Omnikin ball, and I'll show you how these work here in a second. Okay? Next thing you're going to probably need to do is you're probably going to need to split your group or your class into 5 teams. Now when I do this, I've been using these are just hair scrunchies as I use for the jerseys. They don't really like to put on the jerseys because the jerseys do get a little funky smelling after a while. So I really found that these, and I bought a whole bunch of different colored scrunchies, and I just have them put them on their forearm so they can figure out whose team they're on. Works really well. So I have 5 teams, and the first 4 teams wear the scrunchies with different colors. And this team over here is the waiting team. They're waiting for 2 minutes and 30 seconds for their chance to play. So each team is going to have a chance to wait, and each game is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, so that's kind of the setup that I use. Now, the object of this game is to score points. How do you score points? Well, you try to knock over that cone that's in the goal box by throwing the ball at it. All right? So to do that, though, you must remember the rules of 3. In this activity, you have to make 3 passes to the people on your team. You can only hold the ball for 3 seconds. You get 3 steps with the ball, and if you're playing defense, you have to be 3 feet away, which is about an arm's distance. So we talk about the rules of 3. We also talk about creating space, denying space, and you have to move around, especially if you don't have the ball. If you don't have the ball, it doesn't matter how many steps you take. So if we were to start playing, group 1 would play group 5 on this side. I have a curtain that I pull closed, so we can have separate games. If you don't have a curtain, obviously you don't need it, okay? But it does help because it keeps the ball confined in one area. So 1 plays 5 in the first game. Each game is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I have a timer off to the side where it keeps track of the time. So let's say the X's start with the ball. They're trying to knock this pin over or this cone over that's in that goal box. Remember, nobody can go in that goal box, but you're allowed to defend the outside of it. So they have to complete 3 passes to the other X's. They do not need to stop at 3. You just have to have 3. They could have 6 or 7 passes and then score, but they have to have at least 3. And remember, they can only take 3 steps with the ball. So the X's are trying to move down the field or the court and completing their 3 passes. Meanwhile, the O's are playing defense. Now, at any time the X's drop the ball, okay, or the ball is intercepted by the opposing team, that's a turnover. It goes to the other team immediately. And now they have to try to have 3 passes, and they're trying to knock over this cone over here. So the O's are going that way. So a lot of going back and forth, a lot of turnovers, so it's a quick transitioning game. And again, I remind them constantly they have to complete 3 passes before they can knock the cone over. They can only take 3 steps. You get 3 seconds to hold the ball. And if you're going to play defense, you're 3 feet away. This game, same game is going on over here. So we play for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. At the end of 2 minutes and 30 seconds, okay, 2 would go to where 3 is. 3 jumps into where 4 is. 4 goes next door to 5. 5 goes down the street to where 1 is. 1 moves over to where 2 is. So we kind of make a big circle. And group 2 would now take a break for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which they, after playing for a little while, they enjoy that break. So that's one version using the ball. The second version, it's the same game except everything with the rules of 3 is the same. We use Gators are the Omnikin ball, the Omnikin 6 balls from Gopher. Now, what I do is I now put a person and a ball in each box, each goal box. And I also use one big ball on each side that trades the place of this ball, all right? So now to score a point in this game, they have to complete 3 passes with the big ball. They can't drop it, all right? It can be intercepted, but if it's dropped, it's turned over. So they need to complete 3 passes. Now to score a goal, they need to take this ball and throw it to the person in the goal box who is going to be holding another ball like this. And the balls have to bump into each other. See if I can signify. Bump into each other to score a point. So if the O's are moving that ball down and they pass that ball and that person, okay, there's a person from the O's that is also in that area, bumps that ball, that's a point for the O's, or team number 4 in this case. At that point, you switch out the person in the goal, okay, with a new person, so that person is not always in that goal. And then they continue. And again, they play for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So it's the same game with the rules of 3, except now they have to bump the ball, and by throwing it, so they would actually throw it to that person, and they would have to bump it. Okay, that person in the goal would bump the ball to score a point, which is why we call it bumper ball. All right? You're going to see this game in action. Again, this is with 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Lots of running around. Again, creating space, denying space, and it's a lot of fun. And you're going to get a chance to see it in action here. And as always, thanks for watching. Rules of 3. Before scoring, 3 passes. 3 steps with the ball. Can only hold the ball for 3 seconds. He must be 3 feet away on defense.